This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network. And joining me right now is Kaleeg Hainsworth. He's the founder and CEO of Legible Inc. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is READ, R-E-A-D on the CSE. And Legible will be presenting at our upcoming virtual event, the SNN.Network Canada virtual event, happening December 7th through 9th, 2021. For more information, to register and see that presentation, please go to Canada.SNN.Network. And with that, Kaleeg, thanks so much for joining me today. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing well. It is very good to be here. Nice to meet you, Robert.
Nice to meet you as well. So as we just alluded to, this is our first time meeting and first time doing an interview together. So can you start us off with a quick overview and history of Legible, and then we'll go from there?
Absolutely. Legible Inc., trading as you mentioned, READ on the Canadian Securities Exchange, is a globally accessible browser-based mobile-first reading and publishing platform like no other. We provide access to eBooks globally on any device using any browser with a connection to the internet. We were founded in February 2020 by a team of global publishing experts, insiders, authors, and people who have been in the publishing and digital publishing realm for decades. We are dedicated to accessibility, and in that manner are offering many options or revenue models for every title. Purchase, which is what someone can do on legible.com now. Sponsored bookshelves are coming. Rental, subscription, ad-supported, all of which add to the revenue opportunities for each of the titles on Legible. In a nutshell, legible.com is able to offer access to millions of books to billions of readers.
Very good. So I'm getting a sense, are you trying to build kind of like a Spotify basically for books? Is that kind of the big, hairy, audacious idea, or the BHAG, whatever the business school phrase is? Is that
absolutely
that the
audacious?
idea?
Audacious is a great word, and actually we are very, very. We know we're audacious, but that's because we know that we have a technology that will eventually be the internet for books. We absolutely are doing things. There's certainly borrowed brilliance from Spotify's model. People expect that. And in some senses, I suppose you could say, just as you have Spotify for music and you have Netflix for films, you have Legible for books and audiobooks.
All right. So then what would you say makes Legible unique and different compared to maybe some of your peers or competitors that are currently available on the market?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we are a browser-based reading platform, meaning we are streaming books, which gives radical accessibility to anyone in the world. They do not need a single-use reading device or even an app in order to access all of our catalog. We're compatible with any device that can access the internet using any browser. We have a beautifully designed digital format, which is highly responsive and consistent across all the devices a person would want to access their book on. They only require Wi-Fi or a data plan. We do not require reading apps, and we certainly don't require special single-use reading devices to access our book content. Our vision is to bring access to millions of books to billions of readers globally, to drive literacy efforts around the world. And really, we solve the key challenges faced by readers, authors, and publishers in the industry who understand the significance of our platform.
And Kaleeg, another question I have for you is, I was joking before. I love my Kindle, and but I read these. But let's say I wanted to read 100 Baggers or The Outsiders using Legible. Take me through that process. How would that work?
Absolutely. Well, you can first of all choose a device of your choice. If it's your phone, simply open up your phone, type legible.com into your browser, shows you the books, search for the book, find the book, and with your finger, you can tap it with one tap and begin reading the sample. And when you get to the end of the sample, with one tap, you can open up the purchase dialog box, which will allow you to purchase it. And then one tap after that, you are reading and engaging and bookmarking and enjoying the book. It's as simple as that. Tap, tap, tap. That's all it is. And that book, wherever you finished reading it and paused it, will be available and open up exactly in the same place and be available for you immediately in your library to use on any other device that you happen to have it that you happen to have in your possession.
And just to be clear, this is all browser based. There's no
all browser based. We
no
are streaming. We are streaming directly into your browser, so that you can have the most accessible and frictionless experience available. There's no special apps. There's no downloading to devices. There's nothing like that whatsoever. It's just tap, tap, and tap.
I do have to ask. I'm just curious. You know, why no app? Just is it make it more accessible, and like why does that make it more accessible?
Absolutely. We are developing an app called Legible Wander, and that app is specifically for non-Wi-Fi opportunities to continue reading. So legible.com will sync at all times with your Legible Wander app, so that if you happen to be reading a book in the waiting room to get on a plane, you can jump to your app when you're on the plane to continue reading that book, as an example. But the reason that we are browser-based is it gives us an extraordinary market reach around the world. 650 million people in the African continent, for instance, have cell phones, and we have to be able to reach them if we're going to be genuinely an accessible platform. So they have cell phones and not necessarily apps. We don't need them to download an app. They can use the browser they're already using. The problem with apps, of course, is you're restricted to the App Store and to the governing policies, as well as the interests of that App Store, which may prevent you from being able to load that app in other markets that they may also be interested in. So being browser-based gives us extreme accessibility to the rest of the world, and it also gives us total flexibility and freedom to conduct our business and our business models around the world without impairment.
Absolutely. So a couple follow-ups from there, because this is interesting. Newly public company, new technology. It looks like you're trying to really break through in a space that hasn't really seen a ton of innovation in a very long time. I mean, look, I'm a big Kindle guy. I love my Kindle, read all my books on Kindle. Don't ignore what you see by I read some of these too, but I love my Kindle. So am I able to use the Legible platform, for instance, on Kindle? I'm assuming that's an easy yes, right?
We encourage, if you love your Kindle, people used to love their membership to Blockbuster, go for it. I think that you're more than welcome to continue doing so, but you'll access your books and your content and have a much greater reading experience of those books because of how beautifully they're rendered. And you'll access them on any device. You don't need to continue updating your special reading device going forward there in that regard.
Okay, so that's a yes, right? Like you could go. Okay,
you can.
All right, just assume. And then also, I mean, we used at the top, it's like the Spotify for books. How is the business? One criticism Spotify always has been getting is taking care of the artists and getting the artist share. So how is the model for Legible going to be somewhat different, or is it going to be different when you're thinking about the creators?
Absolutely. So one of our driving values is integrity. And integrity doesn't just mean integrity to our readers, making sure they have the most accessible, frictionless, and beautiful reading experience, but it also means integrity to our publishing partners and to our independent authors, all of whom we welcome and are welcoming onto legible.com now. So for us, making sure that the artist or the author is properly compensated has been a part of every discussion we've had in our business models. And we know that our 5 different revenue streams for every title on Legible will give 4 new opportunities for authors to be able to be paid for the work that they produce, while also increasing their market globally and far beyond the single-use reading device or app markets that are currently in offer for them.
Very good. And Kaleeg, what's your background? I mean, how'd you what
Absolutely.
were you doing prior to founding this? Like,
yes, indeed. So I have 25 years of digital publishing experience. I was making ebooks and exploring the ebook world and the digital publishing world before there was any other company in the process of doing it. It was a brand new technology in 1996. So I bring 25 years of digital publishing experience, but My team members are all on the executive and in management are authors, top tier international publishing experts, digital reading system specialists, and publishing insiders, all of whom have been working with myself, who have 25 years experience, as I mentioned, in the industry, to make the most optimum platform for 21st century publishing needs and reader behavior.
Very good. Okay, so final question for you before we let you go here. I'd love to get a quick understanding of where we're currently at in the business, and then from what you can tell us, what are some of the company's value catalysts now going into 2022?
Absolutely. We have a tremendous amount happening and about to happen as well. We're uploading 5,000 to 10,000 ebook titles a day, and we have hope to have over 1 million titles by the end of the year. In addition to that, we've already signed 3 of the big 5 publishers with commitments from the other 2, and we'll be looking to sign additional publishers and distributors, both big and small, and locally and internationally over the coming year. And obviously, we're going to be expanding our ebook accessibility options and many different features, bringing in multiple different opportunities to grow in our markets. And we're currently working on our subscription model, which will be able to provide that access even more so to our readers and more revenue opportunities for our authors as well.
Very good. Well, Kaleeg, where can our audience go and find more information on Legible?
They can go, first of all, to legible.com and enjoy reading right away. And they can go to investors.legible.com to find out more information about our public offering and how we are coming out into the markets as well.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Thank you, Robert. You as well.
Thank you.